You're now listening to Mooncakes.
Now we are recording.
Yep.
So sound speeding, camera speeding, and then we are doing this little clapper. Hopefully you can see it.
So cool.
Okay.
So cool.
All
This
right.
is so awesome. You know, it's just like those things that are just meant to work out.
I think so. Yeah.
It's like, it's such a nice flow. You know when things, okay, yeah, there's challenges when you want things, you have a goal and you want it to work out.
Mhm.
And it's just like problem after problem after problem. And it's just so, you can still reach your goal. It's just going to be so many challenges in between of you like reaching that goal. But this one, it just feels so smooth.
It feels good.
It's
It feels good.
crazy.
We got all the stuff set up. We're recording. We got video this
The
time.
universe is telling us, go for it.
Just go for it. Just do it.
girl.
Well, welcome to our second episode of
Welcome to
Mooncakes.
our second episode. This is my longest friend, Debbie. We've been friends for 22 years.
Yeah. 22 years. Wow.
Sorry, I keep on forgetting there's a camera right there. So I get kind of used to like me looking at your face, looking at the camera, looking at your face.
I mean,
Whatever.
we're just trying it out. We're
Yeah.
just we'll see how it goes. But yeah.
Thanks for being here with us, guys. This has been a really cool project.
Yeah, cool project, cool experience.
Yeah.
And yeah.
And we're here.
We're here. We're doing it.
Remember, like, I was driving for work and like delivering, and all of a sudden I hear, "Kill the beast! Kill the beast!" And I was like, oh, and then I just went back into time. And do you remember that?
Wait, as a memory, you were
Okay,
just
as
driving.
a memory. Okay, it's a memory.
Yeah,
Yes, it's from Disney's
Yes.
Beauty and the Beast, but
I totally remember what you're talking about.
we were in front of we were in middle school, and this is the time when we were like exploring. Was it middle school?
It was. I mean, no, we were able to drive, and
Oh, okay. So
Weren't
maybe
we-
freshman in high school,
we're
junior,
eating. Weren't we sitting outside of Roscoe's
Right,
Chicken
yeah,
and Waffles,
the-
waiting in line?
the original.
The
Yeah,
original.
Roscoe.
Was it in Long Beach or something?
It was in Long
In
Beach.
yeah.
Yeah, it was in Long Beach, and like I wore sandals,
Yes.
and my toenails. I didn't notice that they were that long, but they must have been significantly like so super
It
long.
was long.
To the point, like, you guys noticed it, and you guys were like, oh, Liz, you have, like, claws. It's like, kill the beast.
It was. I mean,
It was
it's
so funny.
It's so true though. But it's so mean that we did that.
It was mean. I was really hurt, but, like, just thinking about it now, like, I wouldn't change anything.
But you appreciate it now. You remember.
Well, it was kind of, like, a big warning, because remember when I went to Bali, like, 4 years ago?
Yeah.
I blasted off my toe. Remember I sent you the photo, and I was like, I blasted off my toe.
The word "blasted off." I always think like every time you say that, I'm like,
But it was
blasted off.
totally, like,
Meaning your toenail blasted
blasted
off.
off.
Your
There
foot,
was
your
no
toe.
toenail. Like, I had to go. I had a job. So I needed to wear like heels and open toe.
Mhm.
I had one toenail missing. So like I first tried to like paint over my skin to make it look like, because you don't really like look. Maybe they look at the feet, but like,
Some people look at the feet. Yeah.
because some people are like foot freaks. So yeah, the first thing they're gonna look at is the toes, But I'm like, okay, like I'm gonna paint it, and it did not look good. So I had to go over to nail salon, and I was like, I lost my toe. You guys need to fix this. So they like manufactured a fake
makeshift.
toenail. Yeah, like they had to like custom, shave it off and shape it.
Was she Vietnamese the lady
Yeah,
that you saw? She probably was
yeah.
just talking mad smack about your
I-
toenails.
Well, First of all, I bring them. I used to bring them really good business. Like every week, I would go there, to get my nails done. And this time was an emergency, and you could tell I go to that lady because she was sincere.
Oh,
She was just a hardworking mom.
yeah. Wait, when you told her straight up, do you remember her reaction? She was like,
she's always kind of like stern face, and like very like small, slender lady, and she was like shocked. That this, and she was like, how did this happen? And I was like, oh man, like I just went to Bali and it's gone. Okay, it's gone. I came home and it was gone. You need to help me because I need to go to an important meeting tomorrow and I have to wear heels. So, but yeah, blasted all my. So it was a big warning. You guys warned me.
You gotta clip those
nails.
nails.
You gotta clip those toenails or you're gonna lose them. So you guys were actually warning me.
Yes, it's true. True. It's a life lesson. Childhood life lesson.
But I remember, I was like so butthurt. I was like, my toenails. I can't like just clip them right there.
No.
And I was wearing sandals too. So it's like, I can't hide them. So,
yeah.
But you know what? Ladies out there, there's ladies out there that love to wear. They love to have claws. Like it's in.
It is.
It's so in.
I mean,
long toenails, long fingernails, like to the point where you're like questioning, how do they wipe themselves?
I don't know how they wipe themselves, how they function. I mean, it's
like
just
this, like this, like a Thai woman. You just,
it looks super uncomfortable. I've always been a short nail kind of gal. Like I just clip my nails.
You never had them long. I seen you have like this long.
Yeah, but even that, like, it bugs me because I just can't keep it that clean. I'm gonna be honest. It's just I don't know how people like are able to maintain it and not get dirt.
I've done both, and I mean, I think just natural is like the way to go. It saves you a ton of money. Like, and everyone's like, boring, saves you money. No, like really in the long run. And when I did my taxes and I was writing down how much I spent on just nails, I almost threw up. Like I really
that much?
Yeah.
How much is it? Like, okay, it's been a long time since I've been. So
$100.
Easily.
Yeah, easily $100 because it's
for your fingers and for your toes.
Yeah, together. Like so, like it would be like 80 or 70, and then you tip them 20. I see. I was a good tipper.
Yeah,
maybe I should have kept some of that change for myself, but I know better now. But anyway, yeah, that was that, and no more long toenails.
No more long toenails, yeah.
Let this be a warning to everyone, okay? You don't want to come back and have to spend like an extra $50 getting a toenail manufactured for your toe.
Lesson learned. But
it does come back. It just takes a long time. Very slow. Like months.
And it's bruised or like bleeding?
When it first came off, oh my God, it was bloody. Ooh. It was so painful to walk. And on top of that, you're going through airports. And like what happened was I kept on banging my luggage because we kept on moving from place to place. Yeah. I kept on banging the wheel. You don't realize
how important these nails are until you like lose one or you like get sensitive and you're just like, God, like, I hit my fingers and toes against everything. I just don't never realize.
Yeah.
I just love, whoever designed us or whatever designed us.
I know.
Just everything has a purpose.
I know. I love my hands. I'm thankful for my hands.
You got nice hands, yes.
Oh, thank you. You do too. Me. But these hands, like, I'm grateful that you say that because these hands are like, oh my God, when I did TaskRabbit.
Oh, yes.
Holy fuck.
They've been through things.
These hands have been through shit.
They still look great. They look great.
Thank you. No, seriously, I was traumatized for a while because like I was cleaning like industrial bathrooms and stuff.
Oh.
And like this one guy, he was manufacturing.
You were cleaning industrial bathrooms?
Yes.
Weird.
I did because TaskRabbit is like, it's a rating based, like review based kind of thing. Like if someone has lots of reviews, then you're gonna be higher up the tier as like, what kind of quality work you do and stuff like that. So I took whatever job, because I needed money.
Yeah.
So I like did whatever I could do. And this guy, like I was only making, I got to a point where I was making like $13 an hour. That was what I started with, up to $60 an hour.
Up to how much?
60. I was making $60 an hour.
60. 60.
60.
You went from 13 to 60.
13 to
Wow.
60.
But you like earned that.
I fucking worked my ass off.
Oh my god.
Like there's this one industrial bathroom that I went to go clean weekly. And like no matter how hard I cleaned it, every week I come, I'll be like, what the fuck?
Oh,
I was like, these people have no respect.
people are gross.
Yeah,
We're just gross. We're just gross.
And it's not just like I wasn't cleaning the girls' bathroom. I was cleaning the men's restroom.
Ooh.
And there was this hairy motherfucker. He was like he was leaving pubic hair in places you wouldn't even know. Like, how did that even get there? You're just like, I just cleaned this. I pine-soled the whole place, and now there's like pubic hair again. Like, how hairy is this man's?
Is he
private part?
Is he trimming his pubes there?
It
seems like that, right?
It looked like it, but it was more like he was just sitting there for a while, and his big thighs rubbing against his like crotch while he's sitting there taking
It's the same man. It's not even like multiple people. It's just the one man.
And the funny thing is, I mentioned this to the guy that hired me, and I'm pretty sure it was him. I was like, "You're hairy."
It's
I know,
you.
it's you. You're all nice when you see me, but I bet it's you. You're like scratching your crotch while you're taking a shit.
Gotta make that money worth, you know.
Oh my god.
But you stopped doing that.
Yeah, I stopped like even though I was making really good money, I just stopped because it wasn't me.
Yeah, and it's labor intensive.
It's really I'm grateful that, Donna mentioned it at the time when I needed it, but it was so labor intensive. And on top of that, you're huffing in I try to use like natural stuff,
but you need the heavy stuff for the industrial.
Stuff. Yeah, and it was cheaper too.
Yeah,
because you have to pay that out of your own pocket.
Oh.
So it was just like it was really tough. So I'm really glad that I experienced it because I have like I've always like we talked about in this last podcast, like we talk about like always respecting people no matter what kind of job they do because they're they are putting in their 2 cents. They're helping out everyone in their own way at the time. And don't let your job define you, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So like I've really gained a new respect for house cleaners.
You've hustled. Yeah. You've done so many different things, and like that's why I admire and respect you for that, because you just like do it, and you're like I needed the money and I did the job, and like but it doesn't define you, like you said, it doesn't define you.
Yeah.
And you just work your ass off.
Yeah.
And so I respect that. I completely respect that. So it's I mean, I just remember when I was working as a production assistant.
That was hard work.
That's hard work too. It's just long hours.
Oh my god! And you were really stressed out with the people.
I mean,
most of them, not all of them.
Not all of them, but there's like
some
there's
girls.
some. Yeah, no, there was a time. I mean, that like led to one of my breakdowns.
Yeah,
was when I was like bullied at. I'm not gonna say the like where I worked or names or anything like that, but like this one job. I've never been bullied before, like, Oh,
you never?
Not as a child. I don't remember being bullied.
Middle school, you never got bullied?
I didn't really get bullied, or I didn't really... maybe people tried to, but maybe I didn't really care. But really? I never been bullied.
To the point you noticed?
That I cared. That I don't know. No one ever picked on me that bad.
I never thought about that.
I'm sure you...
Yeah, because I've been bullied since... young.
Yeah.
Like really young.
So I haven't, and maybe I don't know, maybe I was just lucky, or maybe just didn't care, but like to be an adult and to have bullies at work.
So weird. It's so weird.
And people really truly didn't like me. And I had no idea why. There's nothing I could do to make them happy.
They didn't like you because you were helpful?
I know it sounds weird, but like maybe I was too I know this sounds weird, but like I think I was just too positive and too like gung-ho. I was so grateful to have the job because I was like, this is so cool. I'm working in the studio, and I was just so excited because I worked in production sets where I cleaned a toilet before. I had to do like really dirty jobs, grunt work. And this is like, oh man, I get to work at the, I get to work at the front, and it's just such a cool studio, and it was just everything I thought I wanted. And from the appearance of it all, it looked like an awesome place to work at. And then it's like seeing Wizard of Oz behind the curtain.
The facade.
It's just a facade. And
isn't that so tough?
So tough. It was so sad because I was like in it.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'm not going to quit. I'm going to like work my ass off and I'm just so grateful. I was just so happy. I was like just bushy tail, bright eyes.
Yeah.
And these two people made my life hell. In the morning, and then the second person would come during the later shift, and I guess he didn't like the fact that the higher ups liked me, and everyone, they just these two particular, and they themselves weren't happy with their jobs. Yeah, they weren't happy with where they're at.
Like they weren't happy with themselves either.
They weren't happy with themselves where they're at. So I just felt like they just like used me as a punching bag, or like I felt like a new kid at the school and like being bullied, and I was like, and I
like the devil wears Prada.
Yes,
that assistant, the
so
first
bad.
assistant.
But the higher ups were so nice to me. But these two people, they were like on my level, and I was like, I just don't understand. And
they're energy vampires.
Yeah,
they're total energy vampires. And I want to tell you guys, if you guys feel tired after seeing somebody, like a family member or friend or acquaintance,
anyone,
like, I'm not saying cut them off, but be aware. Like,
set boundaries.
Yeah, set boundaries. Because we learned the hard way so many times. How many times? So many times.
I mean, again, it led me to my breakdown, and I was just so stressed out. I was so stressed out to go to work because nothing I do would make them happy. And then I realized it's not my job to make them happy. It's on them, and they're just unhappy, but they're taking it out on me. Yeah. And so I was just so miserable, and it led me to like a breakdown, having a manic episode, just being stressed out. Went to the hospital, ended up quitting that job and being ashamed and blaming myself and feeling humiliated. And it was just so bad. It was so bad. And it's one of, still like to this day, like I don't have any resentment toward them. I'm not angry. It just like saddens me that like people do that to positive people. It's like, no matter what you do, you just can't make them happy. And that's something I had to learn the hard way to accept. Like I have been, but I'm better about it now. Like a people pleaser. And I'm sure some of you guys out there are.
Oh, we talked about it. It's like
just,
it's kind of like our Asian culture. You always want to like
everyone comfortable.
Yeah,
make everyone sure everyone's good.
Put
everyone's needs before your own.
Yeah, definitely
before my own. And after that, I just realized after having my episodes and just living with bipolar disorder, how important it is to set those boundaries. And it's okay to be selfish when it comes to your self-care and well-being.
Yeah, definitely.
That's where I learned, and I'm sure you've learned too.
Yeah.
Some people might think that's like, oh, that's like really cold and mean, but like it's not.
No, it's not.
Because if you break down, if you end up in the hospital and stuff like that, like what happened to me, everyone around you else crumbles too.
Yeah. Definitely.
And then everyone starts worrying about you, and the last thing you want is people to worry about you like that. So yeah, it was really rough. It's
shit, I didn't think about, like, you didn't get bullied until then. And that was when you were, like, in your early 20s?
Yeah. In mid-20s and stuff like that. So, I mean, of course, people make fun of my height. I'm 4'11". Yeah. And so, like, of course, growing up, like, maybe people call me little or something like that. But it wasn't
never to, like, an aggressive, like, conniving kind of way. Never like that.
No.
And you were like a really witty. You talk back too.
Yeah,
like,
for
you
sure.
make like these funny, like lighthearted comebacks.
Yes,
that would work.
Yes,
you know, you never like went to do a full on jab at their ego or anything.
Yeah, I think
you just very like kind
held
and
my
funny.
ground.
Yeah, held your ground, and you're like, hey, like you can tell them like you say these things where they respect you.
Yes. Yeah.
And they're just like, oh,
When you're young, when you're younger, you're like, hey,
yeah.
you just get respect.
But these people.
But these people were adults.
They were like
grown
a
adults, but they're acting
level.
like kids.
Mm-hmm.
And they're just so unprofessional. And I was like, what do I do? I tried to go to HR, but of course HR is on the company side. They're not there for you.
Yeah, no,
they're not there. Just so you know, HR is not there for you. They're there to keep making sure you don't see the company, or like they got the company's back, not yours. So, and I find out like the HR person who was ahead of it, she was dating the guy that was torturing me.
Oh my gosh.
Like, it was a whole messed up drama. And I was like, oh my
wow.
God, what is this? So, of course, she's like, oh, he's just having a tough time, this and that. So, of course.
Is he having his period? Okay, let me ask you this. Does your boyfriend have his period, okay, for for forever?
Forever. Oh my
okay,
gosh.
like, I don't know, do you have to like milk him extra or whatever? Like,
again, if
that's
I were
what
to
pisses me off. Like, you know,
Yeah.
you tell one of like a dating couple, and like the other guy's, or the guy or the girl is being mean, and you tell them, hey, your like boyfriend's kind of mean, and they like, they're so oblivious to it.
Oh, because they're so sweet to each other, and to them, of course, to who they like. But then with the person, when I'm being bullied, yeah, she totally turned a blind eye to it and defended him.
Jeez.
And I was just stuck.
That's just gross.
Yeah, I was just stuck, and again, I just thought it was a me problem, and so I just
there was nobody you can confide in.
Nobody can confide in.
Not even one person. You could have been like, and they would be like, oh, they couldn't do anything, but they were like, oh, that's shitty.
Nobody at work, no.
So zero support.
It was just didn't know what to do at that point. But it's over, and I'm like, so I'm glad I went through it, because it just taught me that everyone has their own personal things they're going through, but it's like I'm glad that I never stooped down to their level of like being catty or being mean, aggressive back. I was always
seen you do that,
just trying to be treated like adults and be like, hey, let's talk it out. And the guy was like, I remember
what did he say?
I remember writing an email because we couldn't even talk because he would just be so rude to me. So I wrote him just an email, not like a strong word email, just like, hey, let's talk this out.
Yeah,
like, I don't know, what did I do wrong? Like, I just started working here.
Yeah.
Like, I just really want us to work well together. And like, what can I do to make this better? And like, I just don't know what. And I think I texted him something, hey, like, did you ever get my email? Like, I sent you, like, I just really want to talk this out. And he's like, oh yeah, I got it, but I didn't read it because it's too long.
What an ass. He's not a human. He's a creature.
And I was like,
creature.
Okay. I think the only one time that I felt bullied or anything was, again, not gonna name names, one girl in middle school, we're not gonna name names. Let's just say she was the queen bee of our group.
Oh my god.
All the guys loved her or like thought she was cool. She wanted to be like the cool girl, right? Like, I got the guy friends and stuff like that.
So lame.
And she would just choose for the week a target to hate.
You're so
and
funny.
I was that person that 1 week.
She would like pick a target
to hate. Just to hate randomly, and you wouldn't know why. So I remember I was that weekly hate. And so I wrote her a letter and saying, hey, like, so-and-so, like, I don't know what I did wrong, but like, I hope we can be friends. Like, I'm sorry if I did something to make you upset.
It just shows how sweet you are.
I just want to talk it out. Like, let's talk it out. Let's not be childish. Like, what is it? What did I do? If I did something wrong, like, I will woman up and say I did something wrong.
Yeah.
She took I gave her letter at recess.
Did she rip it up?
She ripped it up.
Oh, that bitch.
In front of everybody.
That bitch.
When my back was turned when I walked away, she like,
is it?
Just like, threw in the trash. And then like one of the our mutual friends like told me what happened. I was like, after that I was like, fuck that bitch.
There's a limit.
Peace.
Yeah.
Peace out. And that was it. And that was my boundary. And like, you know what? She has no reason to hate me. She's just for funsies. And I ignored her and I didn't say anything. I didn't confront her. I was like, fuck it, I'm done.
Yeah. That one you had control over.
Yeah. And the next day,
Because she was your peer.
she was my peer. Yeah. And the next day, I think that day, because the couple days later, she's like, hi, Debbie. Like, everything was cool.
Fucking weird.
I know. And I was like,
if you are one of those people, I don't know what's going on with you. Like,
you just want drama in your life.
Yeah.
But see, with that,
cool people do not have drama in their life. Okay, I don't know.
You just let it go. It's just not worth it. It's just like, I just don't care.
Usually kids like that have, like, now that I, read a bunch of things.
Yeah.
They definitely have something going on in the family, or they're, like, neglected, or, like,
totally.
They're just acting up.
It's so true. And it was just wasn't worth my time anymore. And I was like, fuck it. But I'm in a, fast forward, I'm an adult, I'm getting bullied. I can't say fuck this because I had to work with this person. It's my job. I just got hired. I'm excited. And this person doesn't like me. Like, let's make this work because we have to work together.
Yeah.
Let's put our different sides. Let's talk our differences out. Like, what's going on and get at the root of the problem. Yeah. But he just did not want anything to do with me. And I was like, all right.
Good. Because we don't want anything to do. She doesn't want anything to do with you either.
It's done. It's done. And, like, wish him the best.
Yeah.
It is what it is.
Hopefully he is doing better.
Hopefully he learned better. And hopefully he feels shitty for, like, you are
people can change, definitely. I do hope he has changed.
Yeah, let's just call him Danny. Let's just call him Danny. Let's just call him Danny. That's not his real name. But let's just say, Danny, I hope you're happy, but I hope you know that, like, yeah, you're the reason I had a mental breakdown. Like, you and the other person, I'm not going to name her name, but it's like you really, and I hope you feel good about it. It's like, but I'm okay now, and I'm like, thank you so much for giving me, like, a lesson and teaching moment of just how to deal with negative people, which is not. It's not my job to make you happy. It's not my job to fix up your life. But I hope you learn, like, it's not cool to take it out on other people when they're just trying to, like, live their own life. And it's like,
be helpful. Be a team player.
Be a team player. Life is already hard enough.
Yeah.
And it's like,
it's much easier being a team player. Like, us doing this project. Oh my God. It's been, like, so smooth, and
it's been amazing. Smooth because we respect each other and we love each other.
Yeah.
And it's this constant concern and love and respect for each other that we're always looking out for each other. Yeah. And I know you have my back and I have your back. And that is why,
everything's flowing.
We're friends, and we've been friends for all this time. And even when we had our separation, our moments, it's like, I
always thought about you.
Yeah, and I always thought about you too.
Yeah, even when we had that break, and I was like, oh, that's the end of our friendship, and there was times where I was just like, I was going through things like cleaning and stuff, and I would see, like, a picture of us, and, like, I would like, my body is telling me to throw it in the trash, but I was like, no, I can't. And then I would, like, start crying, and I'll be like, oh, I miss them, but I fucked it up, and I would just, like, put it back in my box. I'll just keep it there.
It's like, that's when it comes down to it. No matter what we go through, no matter our downs and our ups and downs, like, even, like, families like fight.
Oh my God, and that's a mind fuck right there.
Yeah, and we're family, and we're just, like, beyond that. We're like, I treat you like you're like my sister, and so you are my sister, and so it's, I'm just happy that we've moved past that, and we can sit down together like this right now, and just talk and just bond, and be able to create more memories together. It's just it's, again, life is so tough already,
and short.
Life so is short. In the blink of an eye.
22 years already passed.
Yes, of our friendships. Nuts. Yeah, like, and I'm just so lucky that we've met each other.
Yeah, and we're sticking by one another.
Exactly.
Which is, like, crazy.
It is crazy, and yeah, it was fun. Today we actually took some photos.
Oh yeah, at our old middle school.
Yeah, we took some photos because we want to like have a little profile pic for you guys.
Yeah, on our Instagram. So like, we'll put our handle. Is our handle at mooncakes.podcast?
Is it mooncakes?
I don't remember.
Podcast, I think it's mooncakes.podcast.
Yeah. So if you guys can give us a like and give us some love and like, I don't know if you guys want to write something. I think mooncakes.podcast.
Yes.
Yeah, easy.
Yeah,
I would love to hear from you guys.
Yeah, we'd love to.
Really cool.
Yeah, we'd love to hear from you guys. And yeah, it was so weird because me and you were not the.
But
we're just not the type to like take photos of ourselves, and at least for me,
I'm the same way too. Like
her husband Joseph was so sweet. He's our photographer. He like, took pictures of us, and he was like super funny and sweet. But it's like, come on, girls, just talk.
It was nice. It was fun. It was like it was the most fun photo shoot I've ever had. You know, and I've had some for work. You know, being a cam girl and also an escort, which we'll get into like later. We have so much time to get into that. But I've also been like a cam girl too. Jeez, a stripper, like. Holy shit. Just
again,
like
respect to you, Liz. You've done it all. Like, you've done it all. That's why you have, like, a world of experiences. Just, you've seen all different sides of humanity. Yeah, all the facets of human beings. And it's, you survived it.
I survived it. There's so many times. Well, there's so many fun times. And then so many, like, cool moments. But there was also this, like, always this underlining thing, like you're gonna do a risky job even when you register to be a stripper. Why do they register you? Because you're in a more dangerous line of work, just in case like you get murdered. They want to identify you quicker. So like if it's like, you know, they look at someone, they're like, oh, that's gotta be a stripper, let's look her up. You know, it's like, you know,
I didn't know that.
Compiling into a smaller list. Yeah. So I didn't know
a database, and they just have
so you have to go to like City Hall and register yourself. So that's like one thing strippers don't talk about. Like, oh, you have to go and register over at the like at the office. You know, as a stripper, as an exotic dancer. But oh, you want to hear something juicy?
Oh yeah,
like juicy.
I mean. Sure.
Okay.
That's why we're here, aren't we? Right? Right?
Okay, so there was this one girl, I'm not gonna name her, but in high school, like, remember I told you, like, I think I thought I was like lesbian or something? Remember one time I told you?
Yes.
Well, because like I started like having crushes. I didn't tell you I was having crushes on girls, but I did have a few crushes in high school. And there's this one girl, like, she's really quiet. She's very in her own zone and stuff, and she's like really smart and she like cute, you know. And I crushed on her. I guess I was a creeper. I like watch her sometimes, okay, and just like daydream and stuff. But what happened was, like while I was working as an escort, I don't know how I got connected, but I got connected to these like LA lawyers that would come to Las Vegas to party, and I met one, and then he like referred me to another client, another friend of his. So I like met up with the friend, and I went into this like very luxurious like suite inside one of the Las Vegas, you know, hotels and stuff. So I went in there, and they're having like a small get together, like gathering, just like a couple guys and some girls. Okay, so I go in there, I'm like, okay. And he's like, oh, and like, you know, of course they're like under the influence, you know, coke and like drinking and stuff and like smoking weed and stuff. And there's this guy like sitting in the living room with a girl, and I thought it was his girlfriend. That was his girlfriend, and the guy that I'm meeting out with, he introduces, and he's like, oh yeah, that guy's a judge. I'm like, okay, but I'm very good with faces. You know that. I'm really good. I'm not very good with names, but I'm really good with faces. And so he's like, oh yeah, that guy's a judge. And these all these guys are lawyers. And so I'm just like, okay, and I just go hang out with this guy. A couple weeks later, or like couple months later, I meet up with the guy that introduced me to that lawyer. And, you know, like what guys do, they love to, you know, like boast. Like, I do this, I do that for the community and stuff. And he says, like, he does this, like, party every year. And it's, like, a big thing, like, a big, expensive, like, whatchamacallit? You know.
Gala? Is it?
It's for donations.
Okay. Okay.
Okay,
Yeah.
like donations
Charity
to, like,
and
the
stuff.
charity for the kids.
Charity fundraiser
For the
kinda?
kids, of course.
Yes. For the children.
Okay,
For the
so
children.
and he was like, "Oh, I want to show you photos of what we do. It's like this huge fancy thing and stuff." And he goes down the gallery. And all of a sudden, I see that girl's face from high school that I had a crush on.
Oh my gosh.
Okay,
Uh-huh.
and then I look next to it, and it's that judge.
Oh.
Like, and that was just so crazy to me. Like, what is
Small world.
small fucking world? And like, can you imagine? Like, I'm trying to keep a straight face. Like, I'm trying not to freak out. Because, like, the girl that I saw in the room was not her.
Oh. Okay.
It was another Asian bitch.
Oh, snap. So
And,
he
like,
was having
you know,
an
this-
affair?
Yeah.
Okay. Two and two together. I got it.
Yeah. So I was like,
Oh.
there was like a big part of me that wanted to, like, because I'm not on Facebook. I don't do any of that stuff. So I was like, but maybe I shouldn't say something, but I shouldn't. Like, it's gonna get out there anyway. Maybe, like, sooner or later, it's always gonna get out. But
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
that was just kind of scary for me.
Yeah.
Just to, like, you know, and that's what probably Debbie was mentioning. Like, I seen all sides of humanity. I'm not just seeing that on TV, but like, I was seeing it happen right in front of me.
Yeah.
Which was like so freaky.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. It's again, it's like a small world, and the fact I would not remember.
But like, of all the girls, we went to a lot of, like, school with a lot of people. Okay, and it's just happened to be one of, and I only had a crush on like 2 girls.
Oh, okay.
Okay, and she was one
This
of
is
them.
all new to me, by the way. That like Liz is saying that she has a crush on girls is like okay.
Well, Debbie knew, because I was like, "Oh, Debbie, I think I'm."
I mean,
I'm
later- yeah,
like,
later.
bi or something or whatever.
Yeah.
Which I am. I still, you know, I check out women and stuff, and I get nervous and stuff. Like, I'm like, you know. But no, but it was just so weird. It happened to be that girl. So it was like, isn't that kind of juicy?
That is juicy.
That's juicy.
That is juicy.
I will never name the people ever, but like,
I mean, yeah, you spotted an affair, and you're just like,
whoa. I was like, shit, that's such a small world.
Yeah, it
like,
is.
of all Orange County, Las Vegas, and LA put together, how many people was that? That's like millions already, right?
yes,
Like, easily.
yeah, of
And
course.
it just happened to see that. Like, I thought I would never see that girl ever again. And she was like looking older. She was still pretty, like really put together and stuff. I just remember her studying all the time.
Okay.
Like, you know, she would look cute, but she was studying all the time. Like,
Got
she would
it.
like ace everything all the time.
Do I know this person?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Okay,
If
okay.
you saw her face, you probably be like, "Oh shit!" Like,
Okay, okay.
I knew that girl, or like I've seen her in the hallway. Or
Oh,
something
got
like
it.
That.
Okay.
But, like, juicy,
Juicy.
juicy.
Juicy. Do you have like a type? Like for women, like oh my gosh, she's like that's my type of woman.
Yeah. Well, remember I had that girlfriend in Hawaii when me and Joseph weren't doing very well.
Oh yes.
Yeah. So,
What was her ethnicity?
she was Costa Rican and Mexican.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, but I had like the biggest crush on her, and then like I was sitting with a client, and this is stripping, okay, strip club in Hawaii, and
Was she your stripper as well?
yeah, she was
Okay,
a stripper
okay,
as
yes,
well.
yes.
But I didn't feel like, you know, I don't feel that towards every stripper I see. Like, it's not like, oh, naked woman, oh,
Yeah,
you know, I'm not like a
yeah.
dude, like, oh, you know, whatever. I don't care what she looks like, you know, like, she has to have like a certain kind of like
The way she carries herself
Yeah,
and-
carries herself and stuff. But they're all, like, kind of different. It's not like really a type, but like, I don't know. I don't feel that towards every stripper I see. Like, it's not like a dude, like, oh, you know, whatever. I don't care what she looks like, you know, like, she has to have like a certain kind of like, yeah, carries herself and stuff. But they're all like kind of different. It's not like really a type, but like, I did remember that she had like long, beautiful hair. She was tan. She was more petite, and she was like very curvy to be like a more petite person, you know. And then I think I just like the way she carried herself. You know what I mean? So like that was kind of fun. I always feel like I'm making out with someone at work. So like even like Timberland, I made out with
Oh yes.
one of the guys in the back room or
Yes.
something. And like this one,
Our
I was like,
first job, one of our first jobs was working at Timberland retail. So
God, Liz, you horny, like horny all the
she
time.
made out with one of the associates.
Yeah. So
Coworkers.
but then I did it again because you know, like two strippers, you know, like no one's gonna tell you no.
No, yeah.
Yeah. So it's just
Do
like
you make more money by doing that?
yeah, kind of, because we'll like tell clients like, oh, we're into each other, and they'll be like, oh yeah, let's take you to the VIP room, champagne room.
Nice.
And we'll be like, okay, we get to just hang out with each other and make money at the same time. But like, yeah, but I know it was wrong. You know, because like I love Joseph, and I'm so glad that, you know, we made it through. As much as it was exciting, and like I thought that maybe I was supposed to meant to be with that person. And you know, I think she's doing very well now. Like she's happy and stuff with somebody, you know. But I'm really glad that me and Joseph are meant for each other.
You guys are.
We were just at a very confusing.
You've been through so much together.
Shit.
And so I mean, at that time when you were seeing this woman at your work, Joseph had no idea, or he did have a clue? Or was he, like, did he have an idea?
I forget if I told him. Like, we were just not on speaking.
Yeah.
Like, it was really bad. Like, I just basically tore him away from everything he knew. Like, Garden Grove is like his
family,
spot.
friends,
his whole life.
Yeah.
Yes. And I like tore him away from his friends. Like, he's never had, he's had moments where he wasn't around his friends because he would move to Texas for a while or whatever. But like, it wasn't to this extent. And I just felt like our relationship was getting so bad. Like, I needed some like, escape and affection, and like, you know, I also felt very like experimental at the time. Like, good timing, Liz. Like, you know, you should have done that when you were alone. But
I think you just didn't want to lose Joseph. Like,
I was like, I was being selfish. Okay, I was being selfish.
She was trying to have her cake and eat it too. Okay, you guys, she was being selfish. She wanted it all.
Okay, and like, but at the same time, I'm really glad that I experienced everything, you know, that I was able to spend time with that person. But at the same time, like, no comparison towards Joseph. The more we got through, the more satisfying it is. Like,
so if you don't mind me asking, like, what ended it? Like, what, did you guys just drifted apart, you and this woman? And...
Oh, I didn't tell you. Joseph did know. Joseph did know, and he met her.
Got it.
For my birthday.
Oh, that's juicy, Liz. Forget the judge and the other stuff. That's juicy.
They met, and we went to her house.
And at this point, he knew that this is the woman that you've been intimate with. And love? Did you love her?
I wouldn't say I loved her, but I liked her. But like, it kind of freaked me out because she was like talking about having kids and stuff. Because I was 21 and she was 28 at the time, and that like, she didn't look like she was 28. Like, I don't mind the age, and age is nothing to me. But like, she was already talking about like having kids and stuff, and I was like, I'm not even having kids with Joseph. Like, but like, wrong again. I mean, if both parties consented, great. But if it's like rocky on one relationship and you're just going for another, that's not cool. Yeah. Okay. And like, that's coming from someone who actually did it.
Yeah. I know some dudes would be like, oh, you're into a chick, like let's have a threesome. Like, let's do that. Like, but Joseph was like, or was it you that was like kept them separate and like,
no, like like he knew, and I was like, I think at the moment it was kind of a blur because there was a lot of like drugs involved.
Yeah.
Drugs and like lots of drinking involved,
Yeah.
and like but I think yeah, Joseph was trying to be cool with it, and he was like, okay, well, if you guys want to do that, like he also wanted to feel like
Of course.
involved in the relationship,
Yeah.
but like she was like, no, I want her to myself.
Oh.
Yeah.
It was her that was
Yeah,
like,
she was like,
This is-
like, no.
yeah. Oh,
You
wow.
know, so, but she loves Joseph too.
Oh,
at the
yeah,
same
yeah,
time,
of course.
which was so weird, right? Like,
I mean, who doesn't love Joseph? He's just such a sweetie.
I know
But he's a tough guy too.
he's a
like
tough
he's
guy too.
But I just think this just shows you more of his character too. The fact that even through that, he can still love you at the end of the day and stuff. And
I was ready to leave him, I think. Yeah, like I was telling her, you know, like Joseph's gonna leave, you know, for home or whatever, and then you know, maybe I'll like tell him when he's gone, and then I'll just be with you and stuff, be with the girl. But like, you know, fate had other, you know, plans.
yeah.
Me and Joseph are meant to be together, and it was just another hump to get over.
totally.
And I don't regret
Yeah.
it.
I mean, when we were taking photos today, you guys, it was so adorable. Liz was like, I had my first kiss here. And Joseph's like, where did you have your first kiss? Because we were taking photos at our old middle school. And Joseph's like, where did you have your first kiss? Because we're going to have your last kiss here for at your middle school. And they just like ran to the spot. I mean, I still remember because I was there to witness Liz's first kiss. I believe so, from what I remember. And it was just adorable. And they kissed each other, and they're so silly together. And that's the kind
I love being
of...
silly.
They're so silly. They can take each other's stank, as Liz put it.
No, definitely.
And to me, that's like, that's
Important.
love. Like, that's
Yeah.
love. Like, you can go through all those humps together and just still, like, grow together.
Yeah.
And
Definitely.
so that's, yeah.
And it doesn't get boring. If you really love the person, it doesn't get boring. Like me and him, we were just talking the other day. Like if we sat, which we have, if you just sit in a room, we could still have fun all day, every day. Like it'll be fun.
You guys are each other's best friends.
Yeah.
Soulmates.
Yeah, soulmates.
It's so true. And
But that doesn't mean that you can leave out your girlfriends. You know, like you need that
a
nice
balance.
balance.
You need a balance.
You don't need a lot of girlfriends.
No.
You just need a few that, you know, you can confide in.
Yeah, exactly. I think that's just... It's nice to have guy friends, but it's nice to have girlfriends too. Like, it's just... Men and women bring so much different experiences and perspective to the table. It just balances you out as a person, and it helps you gain other perspectives and opinions, and it just hopefully makes you a better person.
Yeah.
You know, by who you surround yourself with. So it, you know, I try my best, and I'm sure you do too, just to surround yourself, if you can help it, with positive people that encourage you and support you and love you and respect you.
Yeah.
And just
really
to keep that
important.
circle tight and just, yeah. And
get rid of those energy vampires.
yeah, energy vampires.
Just stay away from them.
Negative,
Trust us.
negative
Trust
Nancy's,
us.
you know, negative people. Just,
It's not worth it.
It's not.
No, it's
not worth your
it
sanity.
at all. You know what? If they don't suck up your energy, they're going to suck up someone else's energy. And they don't care who
They
it
don't
is.
care. They don't.
You know, you care about them, but like they don't care whose energy they're sucking. They just want your energy.
No, it's true.
Yeah,
it's
they
true.
don't care.
Yeah. And I think people just, when you're younger, you're afraid to lose.
You're naive.
Yeah, sorry, there's a moth.
No, I
that's,
don't
like,
care. I don't
following
care
us.
about the moth. I like moths.
Okay, you like moths. All right.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, when you're younger, you don't want to lose friends. You just want to keep them around, and you
Oh, yeah.
you just want to be popular. You want to be accepted. But as you get older, you're like, meh. Like, friends are important.
I can
but
pass.
yeah. But at the same time, like you said, energy vampires and people that suck up your energy
Yeah.
aren't worth your time. It's like you only have so much energy given to you, like
Yeah.
it's stored in you.
Yeah.
And if people that you surround yourself with deplete you and
Yeah.
instead of energizing you,
Yeah.
oh my gosh, it's just, again, life is short. why?
Yeah.
Life is hard. Life is short.
Why would you do that
Why?
to yourself?
I understand when it's harder when it's people that's like especially family because you feel blood and that much more obligated to stick it out.
Yeah.
But if they keep on disrespecting you, if they keep on to the point of just making you go insane, like just
like my aunties.
stressful.
Oh my gosh.
You have to keep your distance. You have to preserve your well-being.
Yeah, as
Not
much
that
as as much as I love my aunts and like we've been through
Appreciate things.
Yeah, and I appreciate everything. Like the big reason why I'm here in California, I was born in California, is because my auntie, she like had some connections and they were brought over here in like in the 70s, you know what I mean? Like, thank you, but I'm not gonna sit like, you know, I remember, you know, being with Joseph for so long, like, you know, for over 10 years, and she's still trying to set me up with other people. Like, so disrespectful. I know she's older and she can do whatever she wants and stuff. Yeah. But like, you know, I just feel so tired after seeing her. I felt really tired.
I remember you always just dreading just having a conversation for and hanging out with your family. No, it was tough. They didn't like Joseph at first because they judged him by his appearance. And everything, and they didn't give him a chance. I still remember like going to your auntie and uncle's house.
That was so traumatic.
And I was just there, and I got in a fight with your uncle.
He's like, getting in a fight with
I got in a fight with your uncle because I was like, hey, you know, they want to beef each other, and you just have to hopefully like, support them, and you know that's like I said something along those lines,
but like in this voice, like she said it like this sincerely, you know, and
he blew up.
Like
he told me to get the not get the fuck out.
Yeah,
of the house, but
like,
basically get out of the house.
Get out.
Don't talk to my wife like that.
Yeah,
he thought I was disrespecting his wife.
You weren't doing anything wrong. It was just so crazy, and like you had a little taste of what goes in my life.
I was like, they were gaslighting me. They were making it sound like I said something wrong or I did something I said like was disrespecting her, but I was talking to them like an adult. And maybe because I was in their eyes like a child, like how dare you even talk back to us?
And it's so
crazy. I wasn't talking back in a I was talking in a conversation and just saying, they love each other.
Yeah.
Like,
that's why like I almost went crazy being in that family, is because like even though I was talking to them like this, they would still think it's disrespectful. Yeah. And you're just like...
Yeah, they make you feel crazy.
They make you feel crazy.
Gaslighting.
Yeah, that's called gaslighting?
That's gaslighting.
Oh,
yeah, it's what they make you... They twist your words. They make you feel like you say something different than you did. And you say one thing and they totally twist the meaning. And they just make you start to question yourself.
Yeah,
what you just said. And you're like... Until the point where you're like, wait...
Yeah.
I'm just telling the truth. I'm telling the facts.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to have a conversation, you know, and that's what it is. And
wow. You know how they say that when you know the name of what's happening, it feels more you're empowered because you know what it is. You know, like, and there was a lot of also what I've learned, microaggressions. There was a lot of microaggressions in the family. Yeah. You know, like, as much as, like, I like to say that I had, like, there was some fun moments. Oh, yeah. Definitely some fun moments. Yeah. And, you know, I felt like they tried their best. But, like, yeah, it is tough to keep your distance, especially when you live so close to them. But they know that deep down inside, like, they know that I'm not the type to ever like my cousin. Oh my god, I gotta tell you something else too. You know, like my sneaky cousin? Yes. In Korea? Yes. Like he's always like they're always trying to take money from my aunt and stuff like that.
Oh, I didn't know about that.
For years and years. Like I think also he says it needed to be done, but he basically, my family has like all these beautiful like grave plots in Korea. And I was like, dude, there's no way this guy can do worse. He said that there was something wrong with the plots, and the plots have been there for decades.
They cost a lot of money.
Cost a lot. It's beautiful. I went there.
It's like an investment. You gotta buy a plot, and it's like,
So this
Costs a lot.
guy, like I visited once and it was gorgeous. It's a beautiful place. It's like so natural. You just like go hang out in the park and stuff. This guy said that there was something wrong and he had to sell it, dig up all the dead people, cremate them, and put them in one plot somewhere else.
Oh, what?
Yeah. This is some Korean drama stuff.
So messed up.
So messed up. And I
How
was
was he allowed to do that?
I don't know. It's so crazy.
God, whoever allowed him to do that should be fired. Whoever runs that whole property.
I don't know what that's why also like I just stay clear. There's a lot of nice people in my family too, but like these like
Whoa.
other people outshine them. Like
Yeah, yeah.
it's just in terms of just like, oh, fuck them. Like, I'm not gonna try to like meet up with them or anything. Like they come visit sometimes, and it's so crazy because he has money, like or has money. I don't know. He might like say he has money, but like all of his money and
Maybe in
then
debt.
some in debt for like
Yeah.
taxes or whatever. And like he has this like wife that's a university professor and stuff, and she seems nice and everything, but I'm just like not a big fan of that whole side of the family.
Yeah,
But guess
understandable.
what this fool is doing now? It's like a couple months ago, he flew in and like gave my aunt, she wanted a massage chair, so he like bought her one. And my aunt would be like, "Oh my god, look, he bought me!" And I'm like, "There's strings attached to that thing." I was like, "You beware." My mom told me, and I was like, "Nope."
No,
Like,
there's
there's something coming. And guess what? After a couple, like 6 months, 4 months later, he comes in and he's like, she has all these beautiful antiques, like pre-Columbian stuff and everything, like in these beautiful display boxes and stuff from like French, the Louis XVI time, like
cool. Yeah.
I forgot what time period it is, but like he comes and he's like, "Hey, like all those antiques, like what are you gonna do with all those antiques? Why don't we wrap them up and ship them to Korea and I'll sell them for you? Auntie, you're not gonna see $1 from that."
Yeah.
Yeah.
What did she say?
She said no, and she wants me to try and sell them.
Oh, okay.
But like, you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
they know, I'm not perfect. I don't have that, like, I'm not a doctor, I'm not a lawyer, but they know that I'm not gonna steal money from them.
What we say in Chinese, hao song, means like hao song, like
Hao
means very family oriented and like looks out for the family and just like a good honorable person, like in that sense, like not gonna be sneaky and selling plots and cremating bodies into
like
one.
it's just so obscene, right?
It's so
Like,
obscene. It's appalling. It's
God,
appalling.
you
that-
see
that
why
happened.
Korean dramas get so crazy, because it happens in real life. It's just so crazy.
That's sneaky.
How song? Oh, you remember Yoksong?
Oh yeah, yoksong.
You want to tell them what Yoksong is?
I mean it's pork floss. It's pork floss.
but what is it?
But we like to use it as slang for us personally, like pubes, because it looks like pubes. Pork floss is like a Chinese jerky, but it's really finely shredded.
Yeah.
And you put it in rice porridge and stuff like that. But we were like, this kind of looks like pubes. So
we're
like,
Yoksong, and it's so like it's got like this harsh tone to it.
yeah.
Yoksong.
So it sounds kind of dirty too.
It sounds dirty.
But it's not. But we made it dirty because that's just who we are.
It's so funny. I just remember that. Can you believe it? It's made such like it's just like
impact?
branded into my brain.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
I know what
Yeah.
Yoksong means.
Yeah.
So
Sorry to my Chinese people out there, like for like butchering the tones and stuff like that. I may be Chinese American, but like I was born here, so
Yeah.
so give me a break. Give us a break.
I think they're gonna be forgiving.
Oh yes, let's hope. But yeah, it's I mean, gosh,
Ooh, got me a little hot.
yeah.
Talking about so much juice.
I know.
So much
I know.
juice.
This is you definitely, Liz, have had a lot of stuff going on.
Well, I'm not sharing it just to like, be mean to my family or anything. It's just
No.
like for people out there too, like, you know, if you feel alone, because I did feel very alone that I had to deal with like a family like this, and they're not terrible people.
They're not.
They're just They're just really
super Asian.
Yeah, and it's crazy because my uncle's Chamorro. He's like from Guam. He's not even Asian.
And
we were raised like very like island style. Like if you took Korean people and threw them on an island, but it just happens to be California, that's what you get my family.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So because my uncle was like the male head, so we kind of blended in with his style of life. It's just very like, because he comes from a huge family, so we were like his huge family.
Yeah.
You know, so. But it was just so weird because you would think they're open-minded because they would feed me all this like different kind of entertainment, like all sorts of kind of movies back from the 90s. And then, but then when I actually grew up and started becoming
your own person,
that was not okay.
Yeah, just speaking up on your own, just like curiosity, just doing things on your own and growing into yourself.
And nothing bad either. It was
you
just like
not a bad I mean, like growing up, we were you
like
were,
you were the one who told me how like lesbians had sex.
That's
and
true.
Stuff.
That was
like
me.
I didn't even know any of that until 6th grade. I didn't even understand how like what lesbians were. I didn't know any of that. And you were like, you had this like huge book.
My older sister had this like college book about sexuality and everything, and we just learned about trans, we learned about bisexuals, we learned about lesbians, we just learned about all this stuff, and it was just it just had pictures. I mean,
she gave me a lesson.
It was just kind of like, do you know how lesbians do it? I mean, I don't think I gave a great lesson. It was just me just saying like,
it was so funny because you were you're petite now, but you were even more petite back then, and you grabbing this huge textbook and just like laying it down in front of you, it like had this like thump. To it, and you like open the book and you're like, let's see here.
Let me tell you something. Let me read you this. It was great. It was great just to be able to learn and not feel judged. My older sister, she was kind of a little rough during the teenage years for my parents. More wild, a rebel and everything. Mm-hmm. She's completely the opposite now. She's like Martha Stewart, Asian Martha Stewart now. But,
totally Asian Martha Stewart.
I think she like broke my parents down a little bit. I mean, they like were definitely happy that me and Donna were just like not as rebellious.
More lenient.
Oh my They definitely were more lenient.
This was like the Freedom House.
This was the Freedom House.
We drank here.
We had parties here.
Yeah, but the point is, like, for you guys parents out there, I am not a parent of a human child. We're both not parents.
Both not parents.
But there are, like, very, black and white things. Like, since my mom was strict, I left the house to go have fun. But if you are the parents that are more lenient, all the kids are right there in front of you.
Yeah, I mean,
they're not going to go run away.
Yeah, we felt safe. We felt safe in this house, accepted, and my parents were just cool.
Cool.
She's just super cool. And again, I would have to thank my older sister for like breaking them down a little bit, making them more lenient. But my parents were always really cool, and I'm lucky in that sense because I didn't have typical Asian parents. They weren't God. Super tiger mom or anything. I mean, my mom would definitely discipline me, and my sister with wooden spoons, of course, and hangers. But if you didn't grow up like that, you're not really Asian, are you? So we went through that, but it's overall though it's been. I'm just lucky. Yeah, I'm really lucky, and I'm happy I have the relationship I have with my parents because I know not everyone has that.
No.
So yeah, it's been good.
Especially Korean parents. I hate to talk shit, but like I've known, like, for the few amount of people, Korean kids that I've known, their parents were so overbearing, like to the point where the kids went crazy because of their parents, like. Gone.
You just want to, I think after
mentally, like,
just having such a strict upbringing and just being overprotective. I understand I can understand as a parent. I'm sure especially if it's your first child.
You want to do everything right. You wanna
Everything
do
perfect and right and everything, and it's just, but sometimes that ends up backfiring. In this case, for you, like, I mean, luckily you're cool with your mom now and everything.
And thank God I've only had one parent. Like, there's so many times where I wish I had two parents, but why?
Yeah.
Why would I want that?
I mean,
there are some pros and cons.
Yeah, of course,
Definitely, because maybe if my dad was around, maybe she would be more calm because less stressors and stuff.
Yeah.
But like, I've seen two Korean parents. It's really overbearing.
It is overbearing, but I mean, I always like thought it was kind of tough on you, just like growing up, you being out of our friends, the only one that just had a single parent household.
Yeah, it was.
It was really tough, I'm sure. Right?
It was a little tough because I didn't feel like, of course, you guys were there for me, but like you didn't grow up in a single family house, so it is different.
Yeah,
still, But you guys lent me so much support and like gave me like a happy place.
Yeah.
Not that my house wasn't a happy place, but like after my grandma passed away when I was in 7th grade, was it 7th grade?
Yeah.
It just became a lot more difficult.
Yeah, and then your mom was just working like crazy. And she's just stressed.
And she's just crazy. She's just crazy.
And she a little crazy too.
She's a mean bossy. Like even like you see her in her photos and she's like so glamorous. Like my mom was, before my dad like robbed her of everything she had, like her dignity, her finances, everything, her career, everything. Like my mom was a bad bitch. Like she would be like going into LA, what's it called, Beverly Hills, going partying in Beverly Hills.
Oh, wow.
And like, driving a Porsche and like, I still sell her old clothes that she has. I could still get $700, $800 from it.
Wow.
So like when she bought it was like $5,000. Like,
oh my gosh.
like fucking stupid money.
Yeah.
And like, she was so partying hard. Like before she didn't tell me, but like I got it out of her. I was like, yeah, mom, I've done coke. I don't like coke. And I was like, but I know you like coke, didn't you? You like coke. You've been partying in the 70s. There's no way that a person has that many pictures of going out to party and you didn't get coke.
Yeah.
And of course, we had a relative that was selling it at the time.
Oh my gosh.
Like,
Mrs.
Lee, oh, so Christian.
Clutch my pearls.
Yeah, like when you have like a bad, I think my mom had a really bad, she said she was like doing like lots of coke or something and like watching like Indiana Jones or something, maybe the first one, the Ark one.
Ooh, the Ark one.
Yeah, and I think she had like a really bad trip, like to the point where like you see like like those rock stars, like they like go down a really bad drug rabbit hole and they just trip out so hard they just go clean.
Yeah, like she just
they go Christian.
Off. Yeah,
they go Christian like right away.
Yeah.
I think that's what it is. But like she's like, oh, the Lord made me nicer. I'm like, so how were you back then? Like it's scary to think that. And she was just like, yeah, like if I gave you one look, you would be like terrified. I'm like, I'm still terrified.
You're still terrified. I mean, like, you don't have to say back then. Like, it's still happening.
Yeah, she tells me because like sometimes I'll snap on her, and she's like, oh, musuwa, like scary in Korean. She's like, who are you? And I'm like, oh, yeah. Mom, I'm sorry, but you are 100 times more scarier, and whatever you see now is just a product of what you showed me. Okay,
this is what you made.
Yeah, this is what you get, and you know what? I'm nicer than you. Okay, like
it's. I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
It's I don't know, but like, man, talk about like. I mean, you've been through a lot, but your mom.
Your mom too.
I mean, but your mom's been through a lot.
Yeah,
your mom's been
deceit,
through a lot.
like. It's nothing's worse when you think you have a spouse and then like just to know that I wasn't birthed. I know it doesn't matter because the way I was birthed and the intention of giving birth, like it doesn't matter. Like I wasn't born out of love.
Hmm.
You know, as weird as that sounds, but I wasn't born out of love. Like they didn't.
It was obligation.
It was basically to hook my mom in to get into her finances. Like, hey, that's my baby mama. You know, I claimed her. It was kind of more like that. Yeah, it's painful to hear.
It's so painful
really
because I know just little bits of what your dad has done.
Oh yeah.
I don't even want to call him your dad because he's
no. I
such an
thought,
asshole.
Yeah.
And I mean, that could be a whole series on that. You know what you've been through with your dad, but it's just, you know, I'm so glad that out of all of it, even though your mom has been through a lot and everything, I mean, I think she did a great job, at least doing her best to raise you and Josh the best she could, because in the end, you guys are really good people, you and Josh. You're like kind-hearted people, and they're, in a way, could have been totally not.
Oh yeah.
And so the fact that, you know, you and Josh have this empathy and this love and kindness about, you know, deep down inside in your heart, it just shows you that I think she did a hell of a job for being a single mom.
Yeah, she did. I agree too, and I think probably has to do all that, like with that crazy hard praying she does. So intense, it's scary. So intense. Like I can feel like her heat.
Yeah,
like she's like far in the other part of the house, and I can like still feel the heat. Like she's like radiating that heat. But like, yeah, I think you're right. Like I know for sure there is like goodness in me, because one time, like when I was stripping in one of those bigger places, like in what's that? Something blue rhino or something. No, Deja Vu or something like that. It was like it's like huge strip club. It's like insanely big, and I remember I was like kind of getting desperate because it's very competitive. Very competitive, and there was this guy like sitting, he was like being a jerk, but I found his wallet. His wallet was like out, like, and it got stuck in here and he didn't notice it. I stole it. I stole that wallet, and I was like, my adrenaline was rushing so much, and like, you know, I'm not the type of person to steal anything, you know? And I like stole that, and I remember feeling so guilty. And then I remember telling another friend that I did that, and I felt so guilty, and I still feel guilty, even though the guy was an asshole. She was like, I've stolen many wallets. She didn't even like feel guilty at all. I'm not saying she's a bad person, but like,
didn't phase her.
Yeah, for me, like the guilt set, and I mean, I didn't feel release until like I found a wallet not too long ago, a couple months back, and I did everything I could to find this person. Like, and I made sure he got his wallet, and I just kind of felt like released from that. Like, yes, I needed the money. The money went to bills to pay for a roof over my head, but like I still felt insanely guilty. So like you're right. Like
your conscience.
My conscience, and I'm glad the conscience is there. Yeah, you know, like people are like, oh my God, this girl is so terrible. Like she's done so many terrible things.
No, you haven't done terrible things. I think you just had to live your life. Like, you know, this is the circumstances, and you made those choices, and you lived through them. And it's made you who you are, and I think who you are is an incredible person.
Thank you.
So it's just, you know, like, I still have, like, the same respect for you, no matter what you've been through, no matter what you've done, what you've
you know, you guys never judged me. Like when I told you, oh, I'm going to do this, and you're like, oh.
I mean, of course, there's a part of it.
You know, but you guys are worrying about me.
It's more worried, of course.
It wasn't like what the job was. It was more like, are you going to be safe? And stuff. I felt like I kept on making it like crazier and crazier. Like, I'm going to like work at Hooters. And then I'm like, I'm going to be a stripper. And then like, I'm an escort, or I'm a cam girl.
Yeah, but the cam girl was like, I thought it was like a step down from stripper, like stripping, like
Oh my
safety
God.
wise.
Yeah, safety wise.
Like, I thought it was more safer. I'm like, oh, okay. I'm like, that's better. Like, I was actually like, okay,
Yeah, because I'm not like
she's more in control and like she's not walking the streets or anything like that. Like she's like in the
Yeah.
control of her own home. and
yeah,
stuff
I'm not
like
like drinking and
so
driving.
it was different, but like of course at the end of the day we're like, you know, she's a grown woman. She's gonna make her own choices and everything. But I think, yeah, at the end of the day, we just wanted to make sure that hopefully you're safe.
yeah.
But at the same time, we're like, oh, she's with Joseph, so I think Joseph's gonna do his
Oh
best
yeah,
to keep her safe.
He did
and
his best. He really did his best for
Yeah.
sure. And
yeah,
but there was a lot of crazy moments. So.
yeah. It's but again, you survived and you lived through it all.
Yeah. And you too. You survived.
I mean, we both have had our own journey. Mine's definitely, I feel like, has been a very psychological, mental thing for sure.
I think that's even crazier, the psychological, like, going through. I think that's way more difficult than going through, like, just actions of certain things.
I think especially just going through things mentally, it's like the fact that I think the scariest part is like I'm an adult and the fact that I don't have control over my thoughts and my feelings and that they can all of a sudden like turn on me and I can turn on other people. I can just be a different person
Yeah.
and literally lose my ability to tell the difference between am I dreaming or am I awake? Is this
So
a
you weren't
nightmare?
there, right? When you
I
were
was
like,
just, it felt like a dream. It felt like a nightmare that I could never wake up from.
was it
So
kind
I
of?
would do these crazy things, hopefully, because I was like, oh, maybe I'll wake up. And at the same time, it felt like I was just this other person, like just standing aside, and I just had no more filter, nothing holding me back, just any crazy upbringing, like, you know, as you know, brought up as a Christian, so like religious, anything like that came to haunt me. That came as a foundation of my like mental breakdowns, you know, thinking like I could hear God or not, or like God was talking to me, or thinking I was Jesus or what, Messiah complex, like just having all these things like happen, and it just felt so real. But I, at the same time, it just felt like I was like kind of watching a movie of myself. Like I was just an out of body experience at times. And I was just watching myself act. I thought it was just like one big movie. And I was just like, just playing this character or this one horrible nightmare and dream that I was just living in. And I just couldn't wake up from. So I would just do these wild things because I'm like, what's going to stop me? This is a dream anyways, or this is not real, or I'm dead, or I would just not know what was real and not. And so that's the scariest part.
That is super scary.
It's super scary.
Because I've done like, you know, trips where
Yeah.
I want to get out, but I can't.
Yeah.
And that's the
Stuck.
most scariest
Just
part.
feeling stuck.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's the best way I can describe it. It's just like, it just feels dreamlike, but a nightmare, and you just can't wake up from. And so, yeah.
That is terrifying.
I mean, I've like ran down naked down the street. Like,
And what was going, like, did you have any thoughts when you were
Oh,
doing that?
yeah.
You were running away from something?
I wasn't running away. I actually thought the world was going to end. And I thought that by humiliating myself and by running down naked down the street, I wanted God to punish me instead of the world.
Oh, okay.
So I had this whole Christ-like feeling of like, I am really sorry what the world has done. Like, God's really angry. So like, just like put it on me, like blame it on me. Like it's all my, like it's my fault.
That's also kind of nice. Like you.
Yeah, I did it for you guys, okay?
Like if you break it down.
I mean, if you really
You
go
were
through
still
it
trying
all,
to be nice.
I'm still trying to be nice. Yeah, I was never like this
through
person.
your manic breakdown.
Through my manic, but I was never. That's when people say like, oh, like, you know, mental illness and, you know, with guns and stuff like that. Like, luckily,
you didn't want to shoot people.
I never
You
wanted to kill anybody.
You wanted to
I just
save
wanted
people.
to save people and hurt myself in order to save people. Sacrifice myself, my humility, whatever, to save people because
Yeah.
I had this messiah complex.
Yeah.
And maybe that was just me being a people pleaser,
Oh my
an
gosh.
ultimate people pleaser. And
You know,
so, yeah.
you know you're nice when your girlfriend steps on your toe. And I'm like twice as heavy as you.
Oh, yeah.
Cause you were at that time, you were like 75 pounds.
Yes, I was 75 pounds.
Congratulations, she was 75 pounds in high school.
Liz stepped with her heel. It was
My stiletto.
It was a homecoming.
Stiletto.
It was homecoming or prom or something like that.
It wasn't a wedge, it was a stiletto.
It was a stiletto, and she stepped on my foot and my bare foot, and it's like all the pain just rushed to my foot.
And I'm a heavy-footed girl. Like I'm not gonna just go like lightly. Maybe I'll act if I'm acting and like going down in like a nice dress. Yes, I'll do that. But no, I was like,
stop. And everyone thought I was kind of overreacting, but actually, all the blood rushed to that blade, and I almost passed out from just the sheer
God.
impact.
And it was like
pain.
it was homecoming, and like you're like fainting. Oh
Yeah,
my God.
outside.
You
I fainted. I had to sit on the bench, but it was cool. I recovered. I had a good time.
See, that's how nice she is. She didn't say, "Hey, you stupid bitch! You just stepped on my
something.
fucking foot on homecoming day. Like you ruined my fucking life." Like she was like,
Just
see, she's
accepted it.
genuinely so nice about it. So like, Debbie,
Well, I knew you didn't mean it maliciously. You told me it was an accident.
no, but still, some like
Some people.
I'm not gonna name who shall not be named.
Yes.
But they'll like be like, hey, like not even like that. It'll be more mean like, stupid bitch, fuck
bitch.
you.
Yeah, Oh,
like,
man.
like you're so fucking stupid. Like why didn't you even like
Yeah,
like that
true.
like
That's
really
true.
mean. Like you can tell when someone's mean.
Yeah.
When like. Yeah, you're just like so nice about it. Genuinely. I'm trying to make a point that she's genuinely a nice person. But that wasn't the end of it. You also got a knife, if I remember correctly, a knife in your foot.
A knife in my
Did
foot?
your dad
Oh,
accidentally
my
drop?
mom. I think my mom or my
That
dad.
was your dad.
Oh, it could have been my dad. He didn't
He
drop.
felt so bad.
He just knocked it off the table with his like.
Did
elbow.
he go in your foot?
Nah, just kind of slight. This little cut on my toe. It was fine. I still have a scar, but it's not like.
Oh
it's
my
very
God. Was it on
tiny.
the same foot? On the same
Nah,
side?
nah.
Oh, okay, yeah.
This was yeah, no. but
I
it's
remember that too. I was just
Good
like,
times.
oh,
Good
shit.
times.
Oh
Yeah,
shit, you got a knife on your foot. Like I just like when you were telling me, I was imagining like in a movie it was like
Dramatic. Nah.
it was like stuck in your
It was
foot.
like those cheap steak knives, and it's just like,
Oh, lucky.
but it
So-
felt like, it was like
Was there
end of
blood?
the world. Yeah, there's blood. Yeah, there's blood, but it was, nothing was cut off.
Nothing like
Just a little sleep.
okay.
Yeah, but I mean, the way you remember it sounds really dramatic.
Because
Maybe I made it sound dramatic. That's why.
no. Like I don't know because I'm just like I'm no stranger to pain or like injuries or
Yeah.
like pools of blood.
Ugh.
So I guess I just like thought like oh Debbie got hurt. It was like.
No, I'm a big wuss when it comes to blood or pain. I'm so like, I have like very low tolerance for pain. I can't.
Or
do
like
it.
scary sounds. You have low tolerance for
Oh
scary.
yeah. I can't watch scary movies.
She goes
close
like
my
this.
ears.
This is
and
the
I shut
Debbie
my
technique.
eyes.
Like this, and then you like as you hear the scary parts, you like close. I don't know what part of the ear this is,
I don't know either.
but it was like
But I would just close it, my lips, and I was like, ugh. I mean, confession. I think it was just maybe just the last time I went to Disneyland, which was years ago. I don't know. I don't know the last time I went to Disneyland. It's been some years.
you went with your sister.
Oh yeah, that's
sister's
gonna, yeah,
last.
yeah. Last guy she was with her.
Yeah.
Maybe so it was a few years back, and I think that was the first time I finally kept my eyes open for Indiana Jones.
No,
I would close. Yeah,
What'd you think? What'd you think?
I mean, it's awesome. But I was still scared. I know they're not real, but the darts, the wind.
Yeah, it's scary.
I still cover. But for the longest time, I would just close my eyes and like not look into the eyes of the guy.
It's scary. It's still scary. It's still scary. I imagine this one time because like one time me and Joseph went on a time where there was nobody there, so it was just basically me and him and one other person.
Yeah.
But I was like, what if I went on the ride by myself? Like, how scary would that be?
That's-
Just yourself.
Yes.
Not
yes.
with somebody, just yourself.
Yeah, no.
It'd be terrifying.
I mean, again, so yeah, and I'm like an adult, and I still like have to close my eyes and stuff for those things.
Wow, I didn't know
I
that.
finally like open. I'm like, Tebby, you're grown. You can do this.
Wow, I'm so proud of you.
Yeah, conquered my fear.
Wow, way to go. No, it is scary because for the longest time I couldn't open my eyes. No way. Like even Haunted Mansion, I couldn't open my eyes.
Oh yes.
Like, you know when we would go on it in middle school?
Yeah.
I'll be like, You're like, Liz, you see that? Yeah, I see it.
yeah.
Like that's what I would be doing. I wouldn't open my eyes.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. Good times.
Good times. Oh my goodness. So anyway, sorry, it was just so hot. Do I smell? Sorry.
No, you don't smell. You smell great. I don't smell anything actually.
That's good.
No, you smell great. No, it's kind of get kind of warm in here.
It is kind of getting. Oh, tell everyone because it's like Halloween month.
Oh yes.
So we should do a little something. In middle school or high school, do you remember which scary movie that kept you awake the longest?
Yes.
Like which movie haunted you the most?
Nightmare on Elm Street.
No.
Yes, that's for me. Kept me awake.
Oh my god! Are you serious?
Or that one, or the dolls.
Which doll is that?
The one with the Puppet Master and.
Oh yeah, because you would tell me you're like that's why you guys slept in sleeping bags.
Yes.
Because the
little puppets
yeah.
would get underneath the guy's blanket,
Yeah.
and he lifted the blanket, and it was all there nailing stuff. And
that one definitely haunted you guys for a while. It changed your whole sleeping.
Oh my gosh.
You know how
Pattern
you guys
and how we slept. Yeah. Our sleeping habits.
Like you guys slept in sleeping bags for like another 2 years after that.
I mean, I just carried that sleeping bag with me everywhere. And just around the house, this Minnie Mouse blanket.
Yeah.
It's grown. I still was grabbing that blanket around.
Yeah. No, but like we needed that because like in the wintertime it got cold here.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah.
True.
Well,
what movie for you though?
Mine, well, there were so many. Like The Ring.
Oh, that's like a little bit older for me.
That really fucked me up. Like really bad.
When
like
we all watch it together and we're in the front row and like
had
no idea about the movie.
So good, but like damn, you had to pay afterward. You had to pay the price to get into the movie. You pay the price with sleep and your sanity.
Yes.
Like
that was so good. Classic.
That was so good. And then also House on Haunted Hill.
Oh, House on Haunted Hill, yes.
With Taye Diggs.
Taye Diggs, yes. That one's so scary too, for sure.
Oh my god.
No.
That kept me up so I like slept in my mom's room for months after that. Could not go to sleep for like 3 weeks.
Oh no.
Like I would be sweating. Like every time nighttime came, I would be like
I mean, were we just I guess we were just afraid that the thing, whatever it is that whether it's dolls or whatever, like they would just like attack us, like just it's just like a constant fear. Like this is The Ring out of the television.
But like you know, we were a little bit younger, so our imagination was even crazier back then. Like we had no control. Like saying like, my imagination is still crazy, but I'm like, okay, that's not real.
Yeah, that's true.
That's just all in my mind.
Like when I have been went through my manic episodes, there was a time where I started being really scared. Because again, I didn't know it was real, what was not. Yeah. And I would lie in my bed awake at night, like late at night, and I would just think that there's someone out there to kill me. I was so paranoid that's even hard. I truly believe someone was out there to kill me.
That's really dark.
To the point where I would stay awake, and I finally overcame the fear. When I was like, and maybe this was just like me just growing up and just finally just like accepting, like, okay, if someone wants to kill me,
don't let them.
I'm to let them, and I'm just gonna make it easy for them. I'm gonna go. It was like 2 in the morning, 3 in the morning. I'm just gonna go for a walk.
Really? Wow.
I'll
You just
walk in the
overcame
park.
it.
Yeah, the near, my park
Yeah,
nearby.
yeah.
Just down the neighborhood. I'm like, if anyone wants to kill me, the perfect time would be
Now. Oh my
While I'm
gosh.
walking in the middle of the night.
Yeah, and it's
in
dark
the park,
out there.
and it's dark. And I'm like, I'm gonna just do it and see what happens.
Oh shit.
Because I was so
tired of it.
exhausted and tired of being afraid.
Dude, you know what you sound like when you were explaining that?
Yeah.
That's how a meth person feels like. Like,
That's
you know when I went on my meth binge? Did you know? Oh, you didn't know? Oh my god.
Damn, Liz, another thing I didn't know.
Really?
No, I didn't know you didn't know.
Oh shit. I had like a crazy meth problem.
Oh.
Like me and Joseph were smoking meth like all the time.
Oh, man. I mean, that stuff like really gets you.
Yeah. Yeah, that's why we left. Because everyone was smoking meth. So we were just like, we're going to bounce out of the state. Yes, it was for, I was on the good old money wagon trail, like overheard some girls saying that it was good in Hawaii. So like I left. But like one of the big reasons is because like we kept on smoking meth here. You didn't know, dude. I thought I told you. But that's how a meth person feels like when they smoke way too much and they stay up way too long for days. You think like the police is coming in to get you, so they always like comedians when they make fun of like meth people, they're always like their homeboy is always like tripping and like looking out the windows saying like, hey, there's like the cops are gonna come after me, or like someone's after me, like like they're tripping out.
Totally,
it's like that.
Yeah.
So you kind of like, and I've gone through that. Like I've
honestly believe it. You truly
you honestly believe it. So I kind of like understand, not entirely because that's your experience.
Yeah.
But like that sounds very familiar to what
I feel like drugs and like whether it's meth or whatever, like they definitely kind of mimic that like manic mental breakdown.
Because it's like chemicals. It's different chemicals.
Totally. So I just feel like if I can explain a manic episode when it's a good manic, like a manic high on mania.
Does it feel like E?
Yes. E.
Whoa.
All the best drugs, all the positive things from drugs.
Oh my gosh.
Into one feeling.
No wonder you're like, I'm going to pass today. Like, in the beginning when you didn't take your meds. Like,
yeah. Because you feel so good.
Oh my God.
You feel like God. Can you imagine if you felt like God?
Oh, that would
you feel
great.
amazing. You feel good. You feel powerful. This wonderful goddess that's just like
that's candy flipping right there.
You
take
just
some
like
LSD.
It's just all the drugs, the best drugs you can imagine, just all the positive things, and just
designer drugs.
Feeling great, feeling amazing.
And I know when I gave you E, like you threw up. So with this, that when you go into your manic, you get all that high without
like physical stomach. Yeah, nothing. Yeah.
Oh my God,
like
I would be tempted to like go.
Yeah, so
I would be like, nah, I'm not taking my pills today.
That's why people are just like, why didn't they have medication and stuff like that? You feel amazing. Why do you want to stop that feeling, right?
Dude, I'm so glad that you told everyone of this so they can have a better understanding of why, because I did sometimes, like I would just be like alone, when you're going through your manic episode, and I'll be like, why didn't she? Debbie's very like responsible.
Yes.
So like, why would it be so hard for her to take? Because I'm just like, but like I didn't understand this part.
And it's really hard because it's not like a black and white where like you see in the movies like all of a sudden they're manic. It's like it's a kind of a slow progression.
Yeah.
And so you don't know if it's just me.
That's
manic.
why also when you get further,
I feel great. I feel positive. I feel.
So why is this bad?
I'm not depressed. I'm like, why do I want to go feeling depressed again?
God.
Why do I want to suppress that? This positive feeling. I love life.
Yeah,
life is amazing. Life is good. Like everything is positive. Like it's like music sounds amazing. Food tastes better. Everything is just.
Food tastes better.
Well, actually, you don't even feel hungry.
Okay, so that's
you start to lose appetite.
Totally like E.
You just start to like lose that, and like you don't want to sleep because you don't want to miss out on life.
Debbie, of all the things that I've read on being bipolar and manic, no one explains this very important piece of information. Like, God,
it's tough. It's tough to for some people to describe it sometimes, but it's also
Everyone's a
everyone's
great way to explain it.
this is me. This is my bipolar experience. I'm not saying all bipolar people go through that, saying like, you know,
But you see why
exact same thing. But this is my reasoning, and that's you just feel good, and you're like, and the line of reality starts to blur, and everything's dreamy, like, and you just feel beautiful and sexy and positive, and your self-esteem is through the roof, and you're like,
Dude,
this feels way better than what I felt when I was depressed and hating myself and thinking I'm again, polar opposite, right? Just like depressive episode and mania. And so it's it's like the best drug in the world. It's just
big respect.
So,
big respect. 'Cause it'll be,
so you're just like, what? It's like it's like shrooms. It's like, it's like, dude, acid, whatever. Like, just imagine just like all that in one feeling, and just you don't want to come down from that.
I've been there.
Who wants
I've done all those together.
Who wants to come down?
Yeah,
from that,
like
right?
you don't want to come down. That's why you keep doing
it. Exactly.
You keep doing
so
it.
people keep taking drugs. So people keep doing these things. But then this is you're not taking any drugs. Just your brain
wants
doing this, automatically doing this. You know, the chemicals, and so it's like, oh my god, like you just think it's natural because you're like, I didn't take any drugs. I didn't do like this. I'm just feeling positive.
And you're not a big drinker either. Debbie was never
not a big drinker.
I remember
like user or anything like that. I tried experimented here and there, but like
you smoked a little bit of pot for a little while.
It's because my ex was really into it, so I was like, all right, since he's doing it, I'll do it. But like, other than that.
Don't ever
not on my own. Not on my own. Like you never on my own accord. Like just smoking by myself.
Yeah, like at home. Like I would, but you wouldn't. You wouldn't just be like, let's just light this joint. You know, like no,
it's just not me, and that's just who I am, and nothing wrong with that.
Nothing wrong with
and
it.
So everyone has their own vice, but mine was just like, and it's because I personally experienced like these manic episodes. I'm like, I don't want to take it. I don't need to take drugs. Like I've been to the hospital. I've been so manic. Like I fucked up my, like, you know, here's the thing. I think it's really easy in movies to they're not trying to glamorize or anything, but it's more cinematic and sensational to show the manic part and to show the really depressive part. But the hardest part about living with a mental illness, especially bipolar disorder, is the recovery. It's it's not just the depression part, but it's the recovery, the slow like the walk of shame, the walk of humility, the walk of like remembering. I wish I could forget. I wish I could just black out and be like, I don't remember a thing when I was manic. No, I remember very detailed of what I've done. And it's like, do I want to remember myself running down naked down the street while my dad is chasing me? You know,
I mean,
you
could still run down the street if you like wanted to.
If I wanted to,
but this was out of like a whole different, not balanced, mind.
But I'm like, it's just thinking, it's just humiliating. That's the thing. Yeah. It's like, it's not the manic, it's not the stuff. What's really hard to recover from is like picking up the pieces. When you build up your life, you built up this image of yourself that everyone sees you and hopefully respects you as, all right, this is the Debbie we know. This is Debbie we see, we've grown up with. In an instant, all of that changes. All of that, you feel like all of that shatters, and you just like humiliate yourself on Facebook. You wrote crazy things. You said crazy things to people. All these things that I wish I could take back, but I can't. It's what's done is done, and I have to live with it. Yeah. And I have to not only live with it, but, you know, I'm always back and forth on this, but I have to, like, forgive myself. Like, really forgive myself. I'll never forget, you know, but I really have to forgive myself for just this, you know, just of what I've done in the past and everything. I have to, like, not be so hard on myself, because you are, right? Everyone knows you are your toughest critic, right? Imagine like living with a mental illness and bipolar and having a manic episode, humiliating yourself in front of your bosses or your coworkers and your crush or your friends, your family, and doing some really humiliating things.
Yeah.
And then having to go back to those Facebook posts that you're like, oh my God, I wrote that when I was manic.
Yeah.
I wrote that when I was manic. I have to delete. I literally have to delete those posts.
Do the cleanup.
Do you know how picking up journals and old thing of scribbling saying, I'm God, I'm Jesus. Oh my God. Like, do you know how humiliating this is? Like, I need to save the world. And like, I gotta die for everyone.
God.
I have to relive that. I'm like, I just have to toss all this stuff away. And even emails I sent out to people or texts, delete it. And it's like reliving it over and over again, that humiliation. Like, you know how people say, I could just die from humiliation?
Yes.
I could just, literally, it just feels like I'm just dying. But it's just my ego that's dying.
Yeah, that's
pride
such a good,
that's dying.
That's such a good
and
one.
Once your ego and your pride is obliterated and your self-esteem is obliterated like that by your mental illness, by my mental illness, it is a constant, it's like building a sandcastle only for the waves to come and crash over it. And having to rebuild that again.
Yeah, heavy.
And just to know that it could be any time that a next wave comes, but I'm still going to build a sandcastle because I have to. Because I have to. I can't just not build a sandcastle.
Yeah.
I have to live my life.
Yeah.
I have to keep moving forward and just be grateful that I survived it. That I'm back. Everyone says like, Debbie's back. Like, because dude, when I'm gone, I'm fucking checked out. And like no one can reason with me. No one can talk with me. And it's really sad because you're just like, there are those times where, you know, my sister, my twin, would tell me she remembered those times where she thought like I would never come back.
Oh, yeah.
And she just was so sad, and her and my dad would cry together about it, and they would like get so upset and sad. But my dad was always is always hopeful. And he's like, she's gonna come back. She always comes back.
Yeah.
And I'm back, bitches. I'm back. I'm sane as ever. Maybe I don't feel like God or a goddess, but my self-esteem is still kind of low. I'm still kind of rebuilding it.
Yeah, no, you're doing a phenomenal job. You know, like,
I just have to laugh about it.
I respect you. Like, I've always respected you as growing up. You know what I mean? You were always that friend that was just like, it was different the way that you saw everything. You were way like forgiving, more nicer. You were more attuned to the nature around you, like being peaceful, like naturally a peaceful person. It was different. You know what I mean? And I respect you even more for coming back. You know, there was times where I'm just like, shit, like damn it, like why didn't I treasure those moments even more when Debbie was here? But like, I'm so glad that your dad never, you know,
lost hope.
You know, he would always bring you coffee in the morning, try to get you up and stuff like that. It was just every day. You know what I mean? Every day.
And he would respect my depressive episode. He would just be like, let me lay in bed all day. He would never bother me like, you need to get out, you need to do this. He would just make sure every morning that I would eat breakfast and I would have coffee with him every morning. And I told myself, no matter how difficult it was for me to pry myself out of bed and get myself out of bed, just hearing him like whistling as he's making my coffee and knocking on my door, I'm like, I am not gonna let that man down. I might have let myself down and I let a lot of people down, but I will not let that man down if I can help it. Yeah. And I would drink my coffee, even though I didn't feel like eating. I had no appetite. But I would just force myself just to, you know, make him happy. Even though I didn't want to be happy. I didn't want to live, you know, those times. You know, I really did not want to live. And for him to just respect my space and just let me eat in silence. I had nothing to say. I was just embarrassed. I was just humiliated. I was depleted. And I would just go back to bed right after. And And then the next day we'd do it all over again.
Yeah.
And it felt like Groundhog's Day.
Yes.
I mean, it felt like Groundhog's Day. Every day was the same. Nothing. Time. Just nothing.
That's also what you feel like if you're depressed, or if you know someone that's depressed. It feels like Groundhog's Day is like the worst thing. The worst feeling. So that's why, like, when Joseph's like, let's watch this, and I'm like, what kind of movie is it? You remember you were talking about that Palm Springs, and then like when Joseph told me about it, like I didn't want to watch it because I'm not into Groundhog's Day thing. Yeah, because that's what I feel when I'm depressed.
Yeah.
But yeah, that is the worst.
It's the worst feeling. But at the same time, I was like, all right, it's another day. I'm still in bed. The sun is here again. The world keeps going.
Yeah.
I might feel like I'm still and everything's still, but the world will keep on going. Mm-hmm. So when is the day I'm finally just going to get out of bed and do something? Mm-hmm. I don't know. Those moments when I was deep in depression, I'm like, I don't know when that day is. Maybe it doesn't feel like today, so I don't feel like it. Mm-hmm. But then slowly but surely, just with the patience of my dad and just family and friends wanting to hang out slow, just like, hey, Debbie, like, want to hang out? Like, I'm just so grateful for those friends that, like, call me and reach out to me. Even when I didn't want to, like, talk to anybody. It's just the fact that they text me or anything. Like, even you, like, and anybody just to, like, want to even hang out with me. Like, I loathed myself so much. I hated myself so much hatred for myself. It's like, I'm like, why would anybody want to hang out with me? Like, that's how negative, It's like, I just want to, again, it's like trigger warning, but, like, I just wanted to die, like, every day. But I'm like, you know what? I'm not going to do it. I'm not. And so, I'm alive and I'm just grateful. I'm grateful that we can just, again, sit and talk and do this.
Yeah.
And it just, we just have to cherish these moments, right?
Yeah, yeah. And I think it's so important because you went through it and you came back from it and you're able to articulate it, and so that other people out there, if they're suffering from it or like they're dealing with it or they have someone that is dealing with it, you're able to explain it in a manner. Because like me just sitting here with you, like, yes, I knew you were going through all that, but me actually like hearing it again and going a little bit deeper into certain things, like I'm learned a lot. I have learned a lot, and therefore we can grow more awareness and compassion towards something.
So I have a firsthand experience. Like with you,
and you were like
you have
the
firsthand
last person,
experience living your life and your experiences. You can bring awareness too about like people who work in the industry and stuff, sex industry, and like some people like think it's taboo and like, why would you?
Well,
do
there's
that?
a lot of girls
like,
that kill themselves after.
Yeah,
and you don't need to do that, because you know what? For a long time, I didn't want to kill myself, but I hated myself too, because like for some people, sex industries, sex working or anything like cam work and stuff, they're happy with it. They're really happy with it because that's what they connect with. And that's cool. That's totally fine. But there's also a lot of girls that kill themselves over it. Like they feel ashamed and stuff. And there was times where, yes, the job can make you feel empowered. There's a lot of amazing moments in the jobs that I've done. But at the same time, the aftermath, when you're trying to separate yourself from there because you feel bored. Well, I felt bored with just being sexy all the time. It's so boring. Like
just being sexy.
Yeah, like just like, oh, like I'm sexy 24/7 is not fun. Okay.
Yeah.
No one can be sexy 24/7. Not even the sex
Sexiest
symbol.
Alive,
No, they want to be goofy. They have all these different like
facets
sides to them. They want to be
personalities.
serious. They want to be,
express themselves differently.
You need all types of expressions to be a full human being. So like, and then also there was some shame to it because, it's a woman. Yeah, we're like, we are receiving, you know what I mean? Like we're tender. We're more tender than men. So like it was like a lot of energy too, like
Yeah.
to deal with, like, you know,
And I'm sure like
you're absorbing that
so much,
energy.
and I'm sure so many people had so much baggage, and they would tell you about their life and want you to be the answer to their boredom or their answer to their
many crazy stories.
problems.
Like a lot of funny stories, a lot of not so funny.
Yeah.
But like, you know, we have this whole podcast to talk about
Yeah.
that. But like, yeah, but if you're a sex worker out there or you've done it and you feel like you're not confident anymore, you feel sad all the time, don't be, because your job does not define you,
Does not
okay?
define
Like
you.
a lot of people are like, I was afraid telling everyone because I was like, oh, they're just gonna call me a fucking stupid whore and stuff, you know, like the stupid bitch, you know,
Yeah.
she can like go and like do that shit. But no, I have respect for myself, and I'm not the same person as I was and I never was a bad person, and I have self-respect, and I've learned that. But it was just it was the situation that I was in.
Yeah, totally.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
It was a very like survival mode kind of thing. And like I've tried to get real jobs, and I was hired and then rejected, and there was a lot of complications. So like it was basically what I needed to do. I had no help from any of my family, no help from family or anything. You know, I'm like living on my own
Doing your thing.
with Joseph, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? And
Trying to survive.
just trying to survive. Like, so I mean, don't hate yourself,
No.
love yourself.
Yeah.
And if you know someone in the sex working industry, like they're still a human being.
Absolutely.
You know,
They're
they're
still a human being.
They're not a fuck box, okay?
Yeah.
Like they have
Yeah.
feelings and emotions.
They're
And a
human
lot
beings.
of these girls, they went through so much, so many like through so many clients and stuff that they start to turn into stone.
Yeah.
And that's why I
cold.
left too, because I didn't want to be cold-hearted bitch.
Yeah,
Okay, I
yeah.
want to trust human beings again.
Yeah.
I wanted to know that not every person wanted to fuck me.
Yeah. I can't imagine like
It's a crazy world. It's like a total psychological mind fuck.
yeah, and just taking that just a toll on your mental well-being, and just psychologically just taking a toll on you, and
Yeah, you know how like you get flashes of like the shame and stuff.
Ugh.
Sometimes I see like not as much, but I see like sometimes
yeah, not as
like,
much. It's starting to be more like a whisper.
Yeah, it's
but
not
still
so
there.
like vivid in your face.
Yeah, it's not vivid. It's not as vivid in your face. Not as cringy and like stops you in your tracks. But it's still like a whisper. It's still kind of you still have this.
So time does heal. It's
time
true.
It does. It
It's
does.
true
It
what
really
it
does.
says. But like, you know, finding respect for yourself after you think you've lost it. No, like
Yeah.
you just gotta keep going. And I think
that's what it is. You just gotta keep going, and even if you don't feel like the best, I feel like you said, time heals, and you just have to put one foot in front of the other. Like your idea to do this podcast, like fuck it, why not? You know? Why not? And you know, it's like we have our own life experiences and just been through our own mental struggle and our experiences. It's whether you've worked in the sex industry or whether you're bipolar or anything like that, like you can still, even having manic breakdowns and going to the hospital.
your life is not over.
It's not over. It is not over.
Yeah.
Okay? Your life is still worthy. You're still worthy. And you, even if you don't see it yourself, hopefully you surround yourself with people that remind you of your worth. And that's what it is. Like, even just sitting here with you, Liz, like, you remind me of my worth. You remind me, like, you know what? Like, Liz is such an awesome person. Like, Liz is, you know, sweet and everything like that. Like, you know, birds of a feather flock together. Right? So it reminds me of me being a human again and being Debbie. Because when I went through those episodes, depression, and I'm gonna be honest, like even like recently, I was just still recovering like from depressive episode. I still have these down days, you know.
Yeah, of course.
I get reminded of just like who I am, just being around my family and friends, and just like, okay, maybe I'm not a horrible person, because if I was such a horrible person, like my mind my negative mind is making me think that I am, why would these people want to be around me? Why would they even want to even try to hang out with me? So it's the hardest part also living with bipolar disorder and just any mental illness is you lose yourself sometimes. You lose your identity. And I just forgot, like, for a while, like, who's Debbie? Who's me? Like, am I this manic person? Am I this depressive person? I don't even remember myself anymore. I don't remember what it feels like to laugh and joke around. I didn't even know how to joke around. And you know me growing up, I joke around all that. I was laughing all the time.
It was always laugh.
Just laughing and joking, cracking jokes. And I lost that. I lost that for a long time. Even like nowadays, you know? But I just feel like us doing this has really kind of brought back me. So thanks, you know, for
thank you, because like Debbie, not to be sappy or anything, but like Debbie's given me so much gifts in the past. You know what I mean? Like so many gifts, like not like yes physical form, but just like in a friendship and like
I'm an action person. That's my love language of what people would say, right? I just like to show through my actions.
Definitely. You were always like welcoming all the time. I've never felt like when I came over, even unannounced, that I didn't feel welcome. Like and also like when we were going around our school, like I think I said, I know I was trying to say it, but I forgot. But like, where the lunch tables are now, there was a tree there.
Yes.
There was a tree there. And I remember like, I was like trying to flee my other friends that like were not very good. And this is after we met in the science class. Okay, and then I was like, oh, could I hang out with you? And I thought just a chance that she might possibly say, yes, you can hang out with me. She was like, yeah, you can totally hang out with me. And I was just like, weight off my chest, just kind of like, I felt like I was in a safe place. Aww. So like, really, you've done so much for me. Even like, there's so much to say, like all the things you've done for me.
It's like, you don't even have to say it. It's like, I just know I know how much you love and respect me and appreciate me, and it's through your actions, it's through your words that you tell me, and thank you. Sometimes I need that reminder for myself because my mind gets to me sometimes. It makes me forget. It makes me hate myself sometimes. It makes that whisper I told you, like it never fully goes away.
No, it doesn't.
But that whisper, that negative thought, that negative self-hatred from living bipolar disorder, like it gets me sometimes. Yeah. So it's I mean, I don't know, like I'm on a lighter note, like I just started reaching out on TikTok because I just created this like little video. I know really? This little video because I wanted more views for my short film, right? That I created a few years back about my mental health. Oh, you should tell them about it. Yeah, it's just it's called Ready, and it's just a short film I created with a wonderful cast and crew a few years back, and it went through festivals and everything, and we got some recognition. But I finally was like, 3 months ago, I finally was like, you know what? I'm just gonna put it out in the world, in the public, smart, just for people to watch it, and that's it. I don't know. It's just been sitting for the past couple years in my hard drive. I'm like, I'm just gonna put it out there. So smart. And so it's like 3 months ago when I put it in. I put it on shared it on Facebook and Instagram.
How about groups? Have you put it in groups? I did put it in groups.
I did put it in the mental health groups. And, at the moment, I only got right now, I only had like 130 views. And it's been 3 months. So it's just been like kind of stagnant. And I'm like, I was a little bummed. Of course. Because you're like, it's your baby and it's personal because it is about my mental health journey. The short film is about my mental health journey with bipolar disorder. And even just putting out there, I was a little vulnerable. Vulnerable. Totally. Yeah, definitely. Just like you, for your music. Right?
Yeah. Oh my God. Yeah.
When you're making your baby.
I feel you.
And so I was like, okay, I'm just gonna make a TikTok video just asking people to watch it, and you can on TikTok you can link it to your YouTube.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'm just gonna
I'm gonna add you because I don't have you on TikTok.
Oh, okay.
I'll add you later.
Yeah. And I just made a short video, and it's what I love about TikTok. It's like anybody can just post a video, unfiltered, whatever, and you could just be raw.
Yeah, yeah.
And people from, I mean, whoever, if it connects with, they'll support it.
Yeah, it gets views.
It'll get views, and they'll support it. And so I shared my, I made this like TikTok video, and the people were so sweet.
Really?
And, like,
what did they say?
Some young people like leaving comments like, "This deserves more recognition. I just watched it. Like it didn't." And then another person wrote like, "This needs more hype. Like it was so good." And another person wrote like, "The artistic." They even commented on the YouTube video. And granted, like it's been like I think since I posted it, I think yesterday.
Yeah.
Or like the other day. Like I think maybe 20 to 30 people have viewed it so far from TikTok.
Wow.
Alone. And I was like,
that's really good.
It just means like, and they left comments.
Yeah.
And they're so sweet. And like, it just like got me like, oh my God, everyone's so sweet. Like just, and some of them are young people and they're like, I know someone personally that been through this. And
So they're gonna forward it to them.
Some people shared it and like tagged it. So hopefully, I'm saying this to you guys too. Just like, if you guys want to go watch it, you can watch it.
We'll add it. We'll add
in the
it
description.
In the description.
I'll throw it in the description of where you can watch it. And it's my baby, and I again raised money for it.
This was her first film. This is not like her 30th film. She's just it was
just. I've been through so much, and I just felt like I had the need to make a short film.
You wrote it from scratch. I was like, she showed me the script when it was like raw, and like
it's been through a lot of revisions.
Yeah,
it went through a lot of
revisions. But I mean, like it came from just an idea, and it's like she had a crew and everything.
Yeah, I raised the money.
She raised the money.
Took care of the crew, and just entered in film festivals and everything.
Yeah.
And I just feel like now it's like public now, and it's in YouTube, and people can go watch it. And I just really, my hope for it is just that people watch it and feel less alone and get a better, or people who, whether they have a mental illness or not, they get a better understanding of it. And
definitely,
especially those that don't have a mental illness, they get a better understanding of those who live with bipolar disorder specifically, and or at least my take on it. And yeah, it's been great. I so far, I know TikTok's kind of like a youngin thing.
But the young people are more receptive.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, like
so
Instagram.
awesome.
Instagram is more people like our age,
yeah,
right? Majority
influencers.
Yeah, they're just
polished. Everything is a little bit more polished.
But what I've learned, okay, and if this is for you people too, trying to grow your social media like presence, not every, like, let's say everyone's doing IG, but IG might not be the right fit for you.
Yeah.
You might want to go on Tumblr or on Pinterest
or Twitter,
or
so many different platforms.
Or like you want to check out all the platforms. Like I haven't yet reached where I want to be at all, but like I noticed that different platforms it's the algorithm, and like I mean, depending on what you're trying to show or share, it does different things. So you might want to try other platforms. Don't just stick with the one.
Yeah, I thought I was just like, I
that's
don't know.
cool though.
So
yeah,
like,
TikTok is totally younger.
I'm like, I don't know what else I'm gonna do. Like,
so you're gonna keep on making like short videos.
Yeah.
Maybe like just like maybe not like long time, but maybe you can give like just like how you're informing me.
Yeah.
About like why someone might not take their pills, because that is so confusing. I've never even read any little piece of information that tells that the person that is diagnosed with bipolar feels that good.
Yeah. And
so it makes everyone else confused, and you get not upset, but you just kind of feel like, what the fuck?
Yeah,
like, why aren't they being responsible?
You get frustrated. Yeah, you get frustrated, and it's just a lack of understanding.
Yeah, lack of understanding. Totally.
And it's because, and you can't blame the other person for feeling that way, because like they themselves have never gone through it. So how do you expect them to know?
So just saying like that, oh my God, it makes like everything is so much more, my perspective is completely changed.
Yeah, I'm hopefully with my TikTok channel too, like with at least this profile, like I want to just share like funny, like be funny, but also like be informative and just be a mental health advocate.
I love that. I'm so glad that you're taking initiative in trying TikTok, because a lot of people are like, TikTok are for young people, but it's growing just like Instagram. What happens? Like Facebook was the young people, and then the older people took over. Instagram was for the young people, and then it turned into older people, and that's what's happening on TikTok. So you have to like keep up
with the times.
Yeah, you gotta keep up with the times.
And it's great. It's been great so far, and like
that's so awesome.
I'm just really stoked about it. So it's just nice. It's just so sweet.
Yeah, please watch the video. It's not that long. It's like 15 minutes.
Yeah, it's about 15 minutes. Like without the credits.
Check it out. Comment. Like, let her know what you liked.
Yeah, if you don't like it, I totally get it too. And
would you be up to getting like, not like hate, but like, I don't know.
I mean,
what would you want to see more? Just be positive about like, what would you like to have seen more?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, whatever you guys feel, I want you guys' honest opinion and feedback.
But don't be mean about it.
But don't be a dick. Be constructive about it, of course. But if it's something that really resonated with you and you feel like it's something that would help another person, like share it.
Please
that's what I want.
Yeah.
I want people to feel less alone. I want people to be more informed. And I want to just know, like, and it helps me, like Debbie, me, to know that like everything I've been through, the ups, the downs, the humiliation, the, suicidal thoughts, like
so many people are suiciding right now. Like
it will help me, like, also for you guys, just reading those comments brightens up my day. It really does. I know it's cheesy, but it brightens up my day, and it reminds me like, okay, maybe everything happens for a reason, maybe it wasn't all pain, out of the pain came some lessons, and maybe my lessons, someone else doesn't have to go through that same pain and uncertainty and unknown. They will feel like, oh my gosh, there's someone else who's diagnosed as bipolar. She is still, hopefully, they think that I'm living my life still, and they feel like they can live their life too, and that it's not a death sentence, that it's not over. And just because you're crazy, what people, as society might, label you as, like, crazy is beautiful. It adds more color to life. It's what makes life interesting, and as long as you control that.
Yeah, most prominent people in history were crazy. Okay, like they were crazy, and they were able to look outside the box. You know what I mean? That they were forward thinkers. So like crazy is good, but like there needs to be a balance. Yeah.
It's not good to the point where you go to the hospital.
That's where you're coming in by informing people how to maybe try to make that balance from your point of view.
Exactly.
Like giving your 2 cents.
Absolutely. And my short film is just,
you're kind of like a coach.
Yeah,
I can see you would be a coach.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, mental health coach.
Oh my God, yeah, totally coach.
Yeah, I again, I've been through so much mentally. It's just like, I might be this like petite little 4'11" person, but like I feel like my mind is like it is a muscle. My brain is a muscle, but it's been through so much those kind of like psychological mental experiences with my mental illness. I think it's like I'm just this buff dude inside. In my mind.
I love that.
Like a mentally buff,
that's the first time I've ever heard you.
Dude.
That's the first time in our 22-year like friendship I've never heard you say that. I love it.
Like a mentally buff dude.
No, like seriously, honestly, when I first met you, I was like, whoa, you do have like this big aura.
Oh, yeah.
You do. Like when I met you, and I was just, you were in a petite body. I mean, you were like 70 pounds at that time, but you did resonate like this big. Like I couldn't wait to hang out with you.
Aww.
Yeah.
Same here.
Aww.
You're just, it was just such, we had such a great childhood growing up. Just like, just friendship and just go doing what we did. And it
was almost like, those movies of like, childhood friends, summer, like it was we would get into all kinds of stuff. Like sometimes burning stuff.
Burning.
That was dangerous.
That
Your neighbors
was
had every right to complain.
pissed. So
We're like,
pissed.
let's build a fire and then we'll like burn this.
I
And
mean,
then we'll get a
I feel
stick.
like every young person kind of goes through like a little pyro stage. Like everyone gets when
Kind
they
of,
when
yeah,
they discover
yeah.
fire, they're like, ooh,
Yeah,
I'm
they're
gonna
like,
burn things. And then-
Lucky us, it didn't get like too crazy.
Yeah, we didn't burn down any houses
Yeah.
or anything.
Did we burn a bird or no?
No.
Okay.
I would
no,
never be
not
cool with
not a
that.
live bird.
Yeah, a dead bird.
I don't
No,
know.
no, I never did.
Okay, we never did.
We had a funeral for a bird. But
Oh, we raised birds. We
we
raised,
raised
two birds.
They died.
Well, one
One flew away. I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
big bird.
big bird, yes. Well, yeah, one flew away, but
Yeah.
yeah.
One of them because I was hungry.
She didn't eat the bird. Is not
No,
what
no,
I'm
no,
saying.
no.
She was hungry and wanted to go, out to eat, but the bird got wet, and long story short, we had a funeral for the bird.
Yeah,
Died from hypothermia, but
yeah.
it was a nice little funeral, and we all said something nice.
It was my.
I made everyone say something nice about the bird.
Yeah, and
It's
you
good
like
times.
decorated the outside,
The
the
box.
box. We had
Yes.
a full funeral.
Yeah, it was great.
Didn't we have like a friend that you said like you went into the backyard and they had a whole cemetery of pets?
Oh yeah, I forget which friend that was. Was that? I don't know. I'm not gonna name names.
I don't know. Let's not name names.
But yeah, they definitely had
yeah.
a funeral of pets for sure.
Yeah, I was like, and you're like, yeah, they had like
The stick,
popsicle
popsicle
sticks
stick.
with like
Their
Japanese
name.
writing.
Oh,
They had Japanese writing.
I think so. Yeah.
Oh
okay.
my god, that
Yeah,
sounds like
now,
such...
now it's coming back to me who it is.
Oh
But
my
yeah,
gosh.
good times, good times.
Yes.
I mean, that was sad times, but just.
But it was
we were
interesting, like just like if you think as an adult, rethinking that memory or that story you told me, it's hilarious.
Yeah, that's
It's
true.
so funny. It's just like
We did that. The things we did just to pass time.
oh my god, so many good things. But let's see, what are we good on time? How far are we on? Just to check. I'm not gonna cut this. Just to check.
Gosh, I don't even.
What?
No.
It doesn't even say. Is it
Wait,
even
what
recording?
time is seven? Oh gosh, it's been 2 hours,
See, I told you it goes by fast.
dude.
Well, we really enjoy our time with you guys.
Yeah, we
but-
really did.
I told you, right? It just
Yeah.
goes by so fast.
Yes,
And the thing is, like, we have so much more to talk about.
we do.
Which we will save for next week.
Yes.
But thank you so much,
Thanks so
guys,
much for tuning in.
joining us. And like, yeah, just please give us a follow on whatever platform you're listening to us, and we really appreciate if you like share this with your other friends. And yeah,
Hope you learned something. Hope you laughed, cried, whatever. Hope you felt something.
yeah, definitely. We really appreciate you guys, and of course, I love you, Debs, and
Love you, Liz.
thanks for joining us, and we'll see you guys next week.
Bye.
Bye. Yes, and we'll see you guys